field of white today. But just months ago, it was a different picture.
I vividly remember when we were planting, it was like trying to raise seedlings in a desert. It's a good outcome, really, from the grim start that we had.
Back in October, the Porter family rolled the dice and planted a crop, even though their dam was dry and their groundwater allocation slashed by half.
Yeah, well, a little bit nervous, but you always know the secret ingredients. A bit of soil, a seed and some water.
Cecil Plains on Queensland's Darling Downs has been drought declared for years. These family farms are planting less than half what they would in a good season.
It was probably the hardest start to a season we've ever had. Driest. We had zero subsoil moisture pretty much.
Production across Australia's multi-billion-dollar cotton industry always fluctuates with the supply of water. This year's crop is one of the worst, just 12% the size it was 2 years ago.
This year we'll pick only something less than 600,000 bales, which will be the smallest crop we've had for about 40 years. But when you get into a drought of 3 or 4 years, it really starts to hurt.
It all reverberates right down the chain. So, a lot of people, still feel the pinch. They don't feel it as fast as the farmers, but it eventually gets to them.
During January and February, the skies finally opened. While it wasn't enough to break the drought, it filled dams and dry watercourses.
Any decent rain out here means hundreds of millions of dollars for the region.
But graziers say they're not getting the full benefit from those floodwaters and blame big irrigators upstream.
Basically, it takes water away from the floodplain, particularly in low and medium level floods. The amount of water that is extracted, it means there's longer periods of dry times between...
Rory Treweek runs sheep and cattle downstream. He says the lack of floodwater is having a big impact on his property.
Along the lower Ballon floodplain, the figure's about 25% drop in productivity.
This competition for water continues to push cotton farmers to grow more with less.
The quality looks great. Cotton's really nice and white, and the yields probably, we're hoping to average probably some of our highest yields ever for the farm.
Since the 1990s, the cotton industry has become more efficient, using 48% less water, 97% less insecticide, and 34% less land.
There's a huge amount of science and engineering involved, and that's the innovation you need to do to overcome the drought.
The perception that cotton is a water-hungry crop is one that Queensland Government scientist Paul Grundy says needs to be put into perspective.
Water use by cotton is very similar to the water used by other summer crops in our farming system, such as soybeans and maize. The big difference with cotton is in using that water, cotton's producing a much higher valuable product, both as a fibre crop and as an oilseed.
But there is no water allocated to any particular crop. There is no water allocated to cotton, no water allocated to veggies or fruit trees or whatever. Water is allocated to the licence holder, and it's a share of what's available.
Despite a series of high-profile cases involving irrigators being charged with illegally taking water, the industry says the majority do the right thing.
Let me be very, very clear. As an industry, we have zero tolerance for illegal activity. And if people are concerned and believe an irrigator or cotton grower is acting illegally in the area of water, they should take that to the authorities.
Grazier Rory Treweek welcomes the new efficiency in the cotton industry.
The irrigation industry is necessary. I've got no problems with the irrigation industry, provided that governments make sure that only the proper amount of water is allowed to be extracted from the rivers.
It'll be the new generation of cotton growers taking on the challenge to prove they can be as efficient as possible with the water they take.
The public opinion of especially cotton at the moment is probably daunting and scary, but I think the cotton industry has such good efficiency that if we can just keep telling the good stories of cotton, that part is exciting.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.